Hello everyone, it's Trisha, it's me Jenny, and it's time for another Not Naked Real Response for Trisha Hershberger series Naked Truth, where we talk as candidly and as truthfully as possible about a subject of her choosing. Straight out the shower, no makeup, wet hair, first take, one take. I rarely look in the mirror and usually I regret it afterwards, but there we go. Most people choose to not wear clothes. I choose to wear clothes all day with my jammies, but either way it's not a thing to be provocative, except to provoke real emotions in the vlogger. And today's subject is the Adpocalypse that is currently happening, which is a wonderful pun slash very dramatic way of talking about a subject that can be quite dramatic for a lot of people. If I'm going from my personal perspective, I'm not affected by it, other than the fact that creators that I am very fond of, creators that I watch, are being affected by it. I've never got around to monetizing my videos. I've been on YouTube approximately 4.5 years, and if I'm entirely honest, this is actually my second take, because I got halfway through this little intro thing and I was like, I'm going to look up my statistics, and I said all the wrong numbers in the wrong order. So I've been on YouTube for 4.5 years, more or less, not counting my first ever video that went up about 7 years ago. 6 years ago. About 6 years ago my first video went up. But I've been actively on YouTube for 4.5 years. I have produced 825 videos, and I only have about 460 subscribers. And with those statistics, I would never have been able to make any money having monetized my videos. It would just be one of those things that it wouldn't have been worth me trying to advertise, because I get an average of about probably 30 views per video. Some of them are up to 200, most of them are just above 10. And it just wouldn't have made me anything more than pocket change. And, you know, from that perspective, those people who've been watching my channel for these 4.5 years, and there are a few people who've been with me the entire time, oh god, why? Those people, I think, deserve better than to watch my very poorly produced videos, which are 99% me rambling. I feel like it would be a very bad form for me to then put a pre-roll advert or something on that, when I don't put in the effort that a lot of content creators do. I don't edit, I don't present myself very well, I don't do big lighting setups, I don't have good technology, I am not consistent in my uploads, I am not consistent in my content, I am not shockingly opinionated on any one subject, which is easy to access. I don't have a specific content that I produce, and I think it would be very unfair on those few people who do watch my videos to have to watch pre-roll adverts or get pop-ups or anything, when I don't put in the effort that other producers do. The ones who do put in effort deserve to be paid. Well, I think it's unfair on the few people who do watch to have to watch something else before watching my less than good content. Less than profitable content, if that makes any sense whatsoever. On top of that, I would be a hypocrite. I use Adblock, and I find it very frustrating when I use other people's devices, or I use like the work computer and I log into my account and I get pre-roll adverts, and I find it very frustrating. And I would feel like an incredible hypocrite if I were to then put advertisements on my videos. I think I would have to take off Adblock forever, and that would make me really annoyed for the amount of YouTube that I do watch. So it doesn't affect me personally. It's the same way with dance and performance. I was never, like, in my heart of hearts when I was a little teenager, I thought, I want to be an actress. But in order to be an actress, in order to do anything creative, you've got to be passionate and dedicated and constantly educate yourself, and love the field. And if you aren't those things, you don't really deserve to work in that field, because there are people who do and are dedicated and hardworking and passionate and talented who desperately want to work in that field, and due to the limited opportunities they can't. And, you know, I would be immensely, again, hypocritical if I were to then be like, I'm going to become an amazing YouTubey person, because I can't put the time into it, and I don't feel like I produce good enough content to be worth me producing in that manner. I do think that people who do YouTube in that way, who do put their time and their effort and their passion into it, deserve to be paid for their passion and their time, because, you know, for me, most of my videos, as I said, are just me rambling, putting on the camera, uploading, and then it happens as it happens. But again, so few people watch me that it's not really... It's not something that I would expect to be paid for. That's not to say that people who do put their effort in and people who do get good views, they should definitely pay for it, because they put in so much effort. And it is a lot of effort. For me, it's a couple of hours a week, maybe an hour or two, depending on how long the upload is, how complicated it is. And there are points that maybe I would have liked to have been paid. The points where I was putting a lot of energy and effort into these videos. The VidCon era, when I went to VidCon in 2015, I was just rewatching some of those videos, and I edited them, and I put music over them, and I put fades in and fades out and intros, and was very good with my playlists and all of those sort of things. I still suck at promotion. I never learned to do the promoting thing where I tweet things out, and I don't have an open Facebook account. I don't have anything like that. I've never treated this as a business, so I don't deserve to get paid as a business. Whew. Sorry, long sentences, I'm out of breath. Equally, the Adpocalypse, the censorship issues, the safe, whatever it is, safe mode, I can't remember what the official term is, versus the ad censoring. It is a very important thing and a very interesting thing that YouTube is trying. It is definitely, it's nice to think that they are taking actions to do things like limiting advertisements on terrorist actions, or videos of abuse, or videos of, you know, content that's not something that should be shown. But equally, they shouldn't be limiting things that could be helping other people. And it is very difficult to do that because, you know, a program is biased by its limitedness. A human is biased by their immense capacity for opinions. It's kind of two equal and opposite coins. You can't, you know, every human can't be judged by an algorithm, and equally you can't judge every single video that's produced by a person. It just can't be done. The amount of content that's created every single day, even for example my videos, as I said, don't get a lot of views, but there's still content that's out there, and if they're as long as this video is going to end up being, a human can't watch through this to check whether or not I drop an F-bomb by accident. Again, going back to another reason why I've never got around to monetizing, I am, as I said, lazy and I'm not passionate enough, I don't produce good enough content, but, you know, I don't consider myself particularly advertiser friendly. I try not to swear, I try to address controversial opinions very openly, and skirt around directives, but give my personal opinion, and I try not to lie. In fact, I don't, well, I probably have at some point, but I try and skirt around truths that make me feel uncomfortable in a very honest way. But I don't expect these to be watched by children. I would be horrified as a parent or an advertiser some of the stuff that's available, or some of the stuff that has advertisement next to it. And I wouldn't consider myself naturally child-friendly. As I said, I try not to swear, I try to talk about things openly, but I do talk about adult subjects. And I do occasionally swear, and I do occasionally drink when I do gaming streams, which I haven't done in a while, and all those sort of things. So, you know, I think it's a very interesting time where you've got to really, I think when something is being put out there that is inappropriate, we do need to call on it, but equally it needs to be a discussion, because we can't block things that we just feel uncomfortable about, but we also can't, it's a very difficult personal subject for all of these things. Like, you know, a news article about terrorism should not be banned, but then again you still don't want your children necessarily seeing video of violence, and it kind of, it's an equal and opposite thing. And everyone has personal opinions. And I'm just talking in circles now. But I think I've said something. I don't know if I've said anything useful at all. But I think it's a very personal, very large subject that covers a lot of things, and I've used the word censorship many times during this video, and it's not about censorship directly. In order to actually, you'd have to microanalyze this entire thing on such a huge level in order to make it fair. And that's the problem that YouTube is facing, is that you've got to microanalyze, you've got to look at it fairly, you've got to be open-minded but also think about the consequences of certain videos. And it's such a difficult thing YouTube is trying to do it, and I think I can commend them for trying, but it's definitely going to be a working process, it's definitely going to be a compromise, and in order to play devil's advocate, someone's going to be the devil and someone's got to be the angel, and there's going to be people who are happy with every decision, with some decisions, and there's going to be people who are absolutely devastated by some decisions, and the fact that in order to reduce the risk from both sides, advertisers are pulling out is tragic, but it is understandable. Yeah. I hope you're not too affected, Trisha, fingers crossed. And I do believe you, like Phil, are very, very well aware of the risks of a creative profession, particularly one that is, you know, hosted on the internet by such an amazing source that is YouTube. So I'm sure you haven't put all of your eggs in one basket, but it is still an incredibly tough thing to go through, what YouTube is doing. So yeah. I never ever make these videos short, do I? Ever. It's awful. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment. And yeah, 2 weeks and I get it up on the first day. It's like bad deadlines. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment. I've got the weekend off. I'm going to go party. It's going to be amazing. Bye for now. I'm just going to stop filming. Stop filming, Jenny. God.